Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the central limit theorem. Central limit theorem says that if we collect the sample of size n from population data set and calculate the mean of each samples, then we plot the samples mean on a histogram, then histogram will approximate a normal distribution. So let's understand by one example here. You have a population data set. In this data set you have a peoples and their height. So this data set you have for 10,000 peoples, and if you plot this data, so you are not getting a normal distribution curve, you are getting some left skewed distribution. This is your x, these are the population data set x, and this is your probability density function. So the population mean height is 5.5 feet, right? So we can say that this is not a normal distribution curve. So as per the central limit theorem, if we take the samples from this data set, this data set has 10,000, total size of the data set is 10,000. If we take first sample of size n is equal to 40, it means in the first sample we have like first people height is 5, second height is 5.5. so this way we have total 40 people's height, last 14th people height is 5.8 feet. This way if we collect total 100 samples and in each samples we have total 40 people's data, let 6, 6.5, 6.2, 5, 4.8. so this way these total n is equal to 40, we can say the total subsamples we have 100. And after that if we calculate the mean x bar, first mean we can say that 5.5 feet, x2 we can say 6 feet, x3 we can say 5.8 feet. This way if we calculate the mean of all the samples, this is your 100, this is your 6. Now this data set we have of all the samples, and if we plot this data set using a histogram, plot this data set using a histogram, this is your 5 feet, this is your 6 feet, this is your 7 feet, this is your 4 feet. So we can say that most of the data lie between 5 and 6. So the graph will be like this. So this histogram we plot this histogram, we can say 4.5, this is 6.5, we can say like this. So by in this data set if we plot this particular histogram and if we plot a density function like f of x, then this density function will be equal to your normal distribution curve. So this is your x bar, it means mean of the samples. So we can say that mean of the samples mean, it means we can write this x mu x bar. So this will be equal to your 5.5. so we can say that mean of the samples mean approximate close to your population mean if we use the central limit theorem. So central limit theorem also says that regardless of the shape of the population distribution, we can have any shape of the population distribution, but if we use the central limit theorem we will always get a normal distribution curve. If we go back to the previous example, you can see here this particular graph is not a normal distribution curve, this is a left skewed curve. But if we use the central limit theorem we get a normal distribution curve. So regardless of the size of the population data set, we always get a normal distribution curve. This population data set has a normal distribution curve, and if we use the central limit theorem we we will also get a normal distribution curve. X bar, this is your f x bar, and this will be your mu of x bar, and this is your mu. So in this case, if the population data set has a normal distribution curve, then sampling distribution of the sample's mean will also be a normal distribution curve. So if your population data set has some exponential, and if you use the center limit theorem, then this will also be a normal distribution curve. So it doesn't affect the size of the population distribution. Whatever the size, whatever the shape we have in population data set, we will always get a normal distribution curve in sampling distribution of samples mean. So in this first example, this is your normal distribution. So in this case, we can get any size of the samples. If the population data set has a normal distribution curve, then the sample size could be anything. Like we can use n is equal to 1, we can use n is equal to 2, we can use n is equal to 3. But when we use the center limit theorem, we will always get a normal distribution curve. It doesn't affect the size of the samples if the population has a normal distribution curve. But if the population doesn't have a normal distribution curve, like if the population data set has exponential curve, or any, we can say like this type of the curve, like any random curve, so in this case the size of the sample should always be greater than or equal to 30. Then the sampling distribution of samples mean will be equal to your normal distribution curve. So let's understand how the sampling size affect the center limit theorem. If the sampling size is 30, in that case, if your population mean is, we can say 5.5 feet, then the mean of your sample mean will be equal to, we can say 5.8 feet. If n is equal to 40, in this case mu of x bar will be equal to, we can say 6 feet. If n is equal to 50, we can say the mu of x bar equal to 5.7 feet. N is equal to 80, in this case mu of x bar is equal to 5.6 feet. F is equal to 150, in this case we can say that x is equal to your 5.55 feet. So you can see here, as we increase the size of the sample, our mu of x tends to population mean. When we increase the sample size, our mean of the population mean is close to your population mean. It means the mean of the samples mean is directly proportional to the size of the samples. So how we denote population mean? This is your population mean, and the mean of the sample mean, how we denote? By using this is your mean of sample mean, and this is your standard deviation of population, and this is your standard deviation of sample, and this is your standard deviation of mean of samples mean. Sigma x bar is the standard deviation of sample mean. It means this is your x is equal to 1, sample mean we can get greater than or equal to 1. In our previous example, we use x is equal to 100. So this is your standard deviation of samples mean. So in Z statistics, we use Z is equal to x minus mu upon sigma. By using Z statistics, we can get the probability. This is your normal distribution curve, okay, and this is your probability density function of f of x bar, and this is your x. This is your height 5.5 feet. If you want to calculate what is the probability or what is the area between 5.1 to 5.3, what would be the probability when the peoples has a height between 5.1 to 5.3? So how you will calculate? So for that you will use the Z statistics. So by using the Z statistics, we use this particular formula, x minus mu divided by sigma. So in our case, Z statistics would be equal to x bar minus mu of x bar divided by sigma x bar. So let's, if the population size is very large, we can write this Z statistics equal to x bar minus mu is equal to sigma x bar, and sigma x bar we can also write sigma divided by root n. This is also called as a standard error. So our Z equation will be equal to x bar minus mu divided by sigma divided by root n. So this equation we will use in Z statistics. You can follow my Z statistics video to understand the Z statistics, how we use this particular Z statistics, how we use the Z table to calculate this particular area. So this is all about the central limit theorem. As you can see here, as the sample size increase, sampling distribution will get narrower and more normal. So let's, standard deviation of samples mean equal to standard deviation of population divided by root n, where n is equal to total number of data sets. It means standard deviation is inversely proportional to your n. So as the n increase, your deviation get decrease. So let's, if the size n is equal to 50, so you will get this type of the curve, deviation will be high. Let's, if you have n is equal to 90, your deviation will get decrease, and if you have n is equal to 200, so we can say that as we increase the sample size, our deviation get decrease. It means most of the data lie in a very narrow range.